Hey guys, BrickWizard59 here and welcome back to episode 3 of building Umbara in LEGO. Now, in update 1 again was the introductory update slash minifigs. In last episode we ended up going ahead and pretty much completely finishing the entire main road for Umbara. And now, we're here on episode 3. So, what exactly are we going to be doing in this update? Well, starting off, we got 2 bags full of 4x4 plates here. The second one is in that corner. So we got 2 bags full of plates, and we are going to go ahead and build the entire terrain. So we're going to lay the plates out. So all the remaining gray base plate is going to be covered up with black plates because that's going to be the jungle here on each side. So we're going to go ahead and completely cover this up with the black plates. Of course, it will be raised by 1 brick, which you see right there. So all the kind of ugly colors here will be covered up as the entire mock will be raised by 1 brick. And then lastly, we're going to be working on some plants. So a lot of stuff to do, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and jump into this update right now. Alright, so did some work here and ended up actually going ahead and completing the entire terrain section. So I've laid out most of the black plates here, and now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the plants. Alright, so basically what I have planned for the plant. So the main plant will include these 3 pieces. So again, these are in a different color, so ignore that, but basically you have 3 main sections. You have kind of this base piece here with the pin connected. You have this middle piece here. And then you have the top piece. So these are basically animal tails in black. And these will be used to make the plants. Now again, a lot of people have used this technique in the past, so nothing new. However, I ended up basically ordering a ton of those. So I have about 400 of these top pieces and 400 of the bottom ones. And then 28 of these pieces in black. Again, quite expensive, $2 a piece for this bottom in black. But those are what I'm going to be using to make the plant. So I'm going to have some of this height, some of just these 2 height, and then some of this height. So again, here's some of the pieces I got. So these are the base pieces, so 28 of them in black. Definitely quite hard to find, but I thought I was going all in for this mock, so might as well. You got around, these are the middle pieces here, so about 400 in this bag alone. I think another like 50 in this one, and then these were just free ones that I got. I think solid 100 in here, so close to 500 of these. So these are the top pieces. I got about 450 or so of these, 400, 450. And then I got these pieces, which are these kind of modified elephant trunks in black. So probably 150 of those. So basically, mainly the way the plants will work, I'll be using the combination of these 3. I'll have just plants like this, and then I'll have plants with these elephant trunk pieces on the top also. So those are kind of the 3 types of, and then actually the 4th plant would be just this. So those are kind of the 4 plants I have in mind, and I'll also be making kind of custom, because they have those other kind of purple plants, and they have a few other sorts of like mushroom looking plants, all sorts of different plants. So I'll be making those using like hinges and kind of modified plates. So those will come later, but right now I'm just focusing on those main plants, which you see quite a few of. And of course we got the bases for some of the plants, and then just some greebling parts here for the terrain. So some curved slopes, regular slopes, kind of cheese slopes, larger curved slopes, and quite a bit of other stuff in there. So 45 slopes, all sorts of things. And then these pieces for the top of the plant. So this is all the stuff I got for plants right now. Definitely quite exciting. So this side I'd go ahead and show all that to you. A bit of a haul there, but now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the back section, but also do some prototyping for the plant. So my goal is to take whatever section about this much here, make a small cluster of the plants, I can go ahead and then kind of duplicate it and kind of all across the build. So super excited. A lot of cool plants. I really like these kind of designs for the plants. I like the kind of purple and reds and blacks. Kind of they look really good together. So really excited to start working on that. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and work on some plants. All right, and welcome back. So I ended up taking a bit of a break from building the road and started doing some prototyping design for the plant work. So I've got about a fourth of the total section done, again half of one side. And here's what I've come up with. But let's go ahead and take a look. So the jungle is quite random in terms of just all the plants and foliage. So I ended up including all sorts of it. So again, here's kind of a look at it. So there's basically kind of like a main cluster of plants using, all three of those types of animal pieces here, as you saw in the last part. So that's kind of the clusters kind of stem out of these larger plants, and then you got all the smaller plants kind of all the way around. Between the plant clusters, you got all sorts of wedge plates to kind of give it some more texture. You got like larger clusters, and then you got smaller ones coming out of those kind of Technic wheels. You got these cool lavender looking plants. If you've seen kind of images of it, those plants are in it as well. And again, so it looks a bit messy, but definitely it looks definitely a bit messy, especially on camera. But again, if you look at it from afar, because this the jungle, it's really a messy kind of jungle. It's not all nice and uniform. So because of that, I had to give it a bit of a messy look. Overall, here's how it looks. So those are kind of the three types of plants with those red tops, and then you have these kind of all sorts of different types of kind of circular kind of plants and um, more of these. Again, do you like this design with the purple studs or the lavender plates? I think lavender looks much better, and then just put purple studs on the bottom instead. But again, here's kind of a start of the whole foliage section, using wedge plates to kind of so it's not too plain. But overall, I'm really liking it. Now, again, I see that there are definitely like clusters of plants, and I want to, and the reason is because I want to have enough space to actually put figs in there as well. So I don't want to just go all out on the plants. But again, yeah, let me know. And again, here's a bit of a better look next to the road. I think it looks great. I may add a few more plants though, because it is looking a bit bare. But overall, I'm really happy with how we're starting out here. In terms of just the overall plant work, you can get a nice look there. All right, but it's looking pretty good. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is work on the rest of it. So the goal by the end of this segment is to get all of the plant work done. So let's go ahead and move on to the other sections for plant work. All right, and welcome back. So I ended up going ahead and getting some more work done, and I've completely gone ahead and finished one side of the build. So basically, we were right about at this point when we last left off. So all of this has been completed, and I'm really loving how it's turned out. So a couple of the big things. I did get a Bricklink order from Brick Vibe in, which really helped me get a good amount of the parts, mainly the connectors that would be used to connect these. So these have the pin on the bottom. So finding the connector Technic piece to connect this to the ground, that was one of the big ones. And then also ended up adding some of these cool lavender plants here. So I ended up getting some of those lavender plants as well. So I've added those throughout, as well as those kind of purple plants. So again, just breaking it up. At first it was just a lot of those black vine pieces. So adding these kind of bits of color really was nice in kind of changing it up. So overall it has a messy look, but that's kind of how it should be, since it is kind of like a jungle forest. So again, apologies, it's a bit fuzzy because of the kind of bright contrast of the black with the lights, but here's again a bit of a better look at it as we try and zoom in here. So yeah, my apologies if it's a bit fuzzy. Again, that's just because of the lights. So here, let's zoom out maybe a bit, but you can kind of see nice amounts of detail. So a lot of clusters of plants rather than just uniform plants. And again, I think it's looking really, really good. Absolutely loving it. And then you notice that there. So I did end up making, again, my apologies, I forget the name of the monster. It's a Sarlacc-like monster, which kind of crawl and things. So I kind of made it there, kind of blended it in with the plants. You got its two long kind of arms here, and you got the teeth in the middle. So I think it looks pretty good, as we can go handheld here just so you can get a better look. But yeah, there is a look at it. It's not the it's a somewhat simple design, but I think I really like it for sure. And you can see I did add a kind of elevated terrain there, so using wedge plates, and I think it's good. Again, it's a bit bare because that's where I'm gonna have a small squad of Umbarans, maybe some sort of weapon or something, like a turret or something. So you can see lots of, the dark bluish grays and blacks with the touches of purple really just change things up, and then obviously the reds and blacks. So definitely really liking it. So again, you can get a better look at it. Lots of kind of clusters of plants rather than uniform. And I'm really, really liking it. So there's that. Again, the road is pretty much full with all my parts, so I can't really show you too good in terms of with the road. But now we're going to be going ahead and getting this second section done. So that's the last main thing we're going to be doing in the segment. So getting that section done. And then after that, we would have finished really this entire section. So we would have finished the two sections of road. Actually, the only thing is left is I do have to make some mods to the road to actually be able to place figs, but that's different. But yeah, other than that, the most part, everything here will be done, and then we'll be moving on to the base section, which at this point is covered with these two uh, lids here. But there is going to be the base outpost section for Umbara. Not sure exactly what I'm going to put there, but that's all that's going to be left after this. So we are definitely powering through here, just getting things done. So it's super exciting. And again, thank you so much to everyone who's been watching the updates. But anyways, now let's go ahead and take a look and go ahead and actually complete the other side. All right, and welcome back. So I ended up going ahead and finishing all the jungle terrain. So last we checked, I believe pretty much that entire side was remaining, but it is now completed, and does it look awesome? Now, basically, what I wanted to really accomplish with the jungle was kind of make it quite dense and spruced up. Because if you've kind of seen in the Clone Wars episodes, the jungle is just quite random, plants everywhere. Just wanted to make it kind of look super crazy. And usually, when I was first building the mock, I was definitely afraid. I didn't want to make it look too uniform in terms of have the same types of plants, have them all in a line and things. But I'm absolutely loving the overall design. So I really loved how it's turned out here. It's definitely quite chaotic in the jungles. A lot of craziness going on, but I actually really do like it because I want to make it look like this kind of wild, crazy kind of planet. And I'm definitely liking how it's turned out. So, basically, that side is pretty much similar to this one. I understand this area, definitely looking at it on camera, is quite crazy. Like, this part's alright. It's a little chaotic in this sense, so I may have to change things up, remove a few plants. I personally don't like how it looks too much, but overall, the rest of it is looking really good. So, basically, you can again get a better zoom in here to some of the back section. So, a lot of those purple plants and things, and again, lots of craziness going on, but I definitely like it. It's better than making it look way too plain. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's too chaotic, or do you like it? So let me know if you guys think it's a little too crazy. I may remove a few plants, especially like in this area and stuff. But again, looking at it off camera, it looks a bit better than it does on camera. But again, let me know what you guys think. Then I did a makeshift minifigure positioning. So as I said, I used these, so let's see if we can zoom in here, these bracket pieces to connect to these sides to kind of replace some of those black plates. And I made kind of like Obi-Wan there charging with a small battalion of clones. Probably not what I'm going to be ended up going ahead and doing, as mainly my plan is actually to shift all those clones in the middle. So I'll have kind of Obi-Wan and his battalion kind of in the middle, probably a couple of BARC speeders and a crashed one in the front, and the ATRTs in the back. So like a small like platoon, but they're basically being ambushed from all four sides. So I actually am limited in terms of I only have like 5-6 more of these left at the moment of these brackets. So I don't want the Umbaran to also just go straight on. That looks so boring, having the clones straight on and the Umbaran straight on. Plus, if you've seen the episodes, you know the Umbarans don't just go full on frontal attack. They like to do the guerrilla warfare from the jungle. So I'll have Obi-Wan and his platoon here in the center, and I'll have the Umbarans just scattered throughout the forest and just attacking him from all sides. Maybe a small squad here in the corner. So that's kind of my plan. So Obi-Wan in the center and the platoon, the Umbarans just attacking from all throughout in the jungle. So I think it'll look kind of cool. But yeah, so kind of let me know what you guys think of that. Overall, really loving how it's turned out. And the mock isn't done. Now we're going to be working on the actual base and stuff, but that will be coming out in next week's segment. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video, as that plant work was a bit of a pain near the end, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. Again, another Umbara update next week, next Friday. As always, every Friday these updates come out. Maybe a couple other videos like a room tour and things as well. So stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. This is BrokeWizard59, and I'll see you all next time.